Well, welcome back to the When I Heard This podcast. My name is Nate Robinson. I'm here with Pastor Joseph Tillman, MDiv, soon to be Demon. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well.
I don't care who you voting for.
Is that the question for today?
That's the question for today.
The only question?
Special little video
All
episode
right.
because it's the election.
Okay.
And the start of the Civil War or whatever. Go. Who you voting for?
Some people do think that, by the way.
I know.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I know. It is. All right. So is that the question, who I'm voting for?
Yeah.
You don't want to give me any other...
If a Civil War starts, I'll just sit by and be like, who's winning? I'm going to go over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Right?
All right. Just, think of that.
Whatever.
Right.
Being alive is more important than than sticking to my morals.
No, that's not. No, that's a terrible answer. No.
What?
Sometimes you got to die.
Oh, my God. So that question that they always used to ask us when we were in youth group, this is off topic. That question they always, no, it's not. We're talking about Civil War. Okay, so they always asked us, like,
Right.
if a guy came in with a gun and said, do you believe in Jesus?
Right.
And said they were going to shoot you
Uh-huh.
if you said yes.
Uh-huh.
Like I have a family. Wouldn't I say no?
No, you would not deny Jesus.
What? Jesus wouldn't want me to deny him so I could stay here with my family?
No.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Really?
Really?
Jesus wouldn't understand that I'm trying to stay alive so that I could be with my family.
No.
And because I have mandates to protect my family.
But you also have a call to confess him and not deny him before man.
Yeah, but it's a stupid question.
Well,
From some asshole with a gun. like what?
no, I'm saying if someone's pointing a gun at me and they say deny Christ or die, I'm dying.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, who you voting for? We can talk about this later.
Right. So all right. So I'm actually I've talked to the church about this actually.
Which church?
The church I'm pastoring.
The whole church?
All
of them?
Yeah, all of them. The church
Okay.
I'm pastoring.
Okay.
So I've talked to the church about this and like
Wait, about whether you should do this video?
no
Oh.
about voting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so my thoughts on it are this, is that when we go to vote, we do it through the lens of a biblical worldview and the fact that we are first and foremost citizens of the kingdom of heaven before we're citizens of this country.
Okay.
So therefore, that keeps my mindset, like when I look at who I'm voting for, I'm trying to filter it through these lenses. I'll be very honest. I really do not care for either of these candidates.
Okay.
Okay. So in terms of their just who they are as people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like I would not vote for either of them thinking that either of them are very presidential in nature. Okay.
Which one would you rather have babysit your kids?
Yeah, neither of them. I'd rather leave my kids alone.
Which one would you rather have a glass of communion with?
I would not do communion with either of them either. So
Okay. No, you really don't like them.
no,
right.
let me on the communion thing. I'll say this because that's a little more of a tricky question, because the issue of communion is that is there an open table, right, for anyone to come and take communion? Okay, that it can be a means of grace that someone could come and know Christ.
I wasn't trying to talk about actual communion.
Oh, okay. Well, then forget
I was
that.
doing the which one would you rather have a beer with,
Right.
but with Christian stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't think that when I say neither of them are presidential to me, I mean, I don't think that either of them in their I don't look at either of them and go, man, look at that integrity.
Okay.
Or look at that character.
All right.
All right. I just don't.
Okay.
So then what do I do in regards to voting? Because I'm going to vote.
Okay.
I think
So biblical worldview, hate both of them.
Well,
Now we're here.
right. Well,
Step 3.
Right. I don't necessarily hate both of them.
Step 3 in Joseph's thought process.
Right. I don't necessarily hate. I don't hate them.
Okay.
I just don't think I care for them as individuals in regards to thinking highly of their character or integrity. Okay. So then that does take me to step 3 here of going, okay, so then what am I going to do? Well, the only option at that point is go, well, what are their policies?
Or not vote.
But I think that, again, we're dual citizens as Christians. We have a citizenship in heaven. We have a citizenship here, on this earth in the United States of America. I'm a citizen. Okay. And I think that in being a citizen here where we actually have the right to vote, we should use that right. So I would encourage every Christian there is to go and vote. Please use that right to vote.
Okay.
Even if you don't vote for, even if you have to do an other and do a write-in or whatever.
Okay.
So
go vote.
Go vote.
Go vote.
Yes. And so, but then for me,
more than once.
No. Well, hopefully they won't let you do it more than once.
Yeah, they won't let you.
Yeah. And so
vote often. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As often as election times come around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then at that point, I'm left with policies, right? How do their policies align with Scripture?
Okay.
And this can become pretty nuanced. For some Christians, it's going to be pretty cut and dry. One individual is for abortion, the other one's against it. So go for the one that's against it.
Okay.
All right. And in other words, there'll become one. There's like one issue that trumps all other issues.
You said it.
And yes, I did. All right. There's one issue that's more important than all other issues to them, and they become really one issue voters. And and by the way, I'm perfectly if that's the one issue that you're going to fall on, I understand that.
Okay.
Okay. And then then it's, for me, it's also more nuanced. Yes, there's that one, which is a huge one. It's a big deal. Mm-hmm. But then there's also the realities of, well, what are the economic policies? And people might go, well, what does that really have to do with being a Christian? Well, as a Christian, I do believe in justice. I do believe that we need to be just toward the poor. I do believe we need to be just toward those that are the least of these.
Okay.
And so when I look at things like economy, I need to look through their policies and go, well, what does it say? And by the way, I've read both platforms, and anyways.
You're doing a sermon on this.
Yeah. And I am.
Sunday before the election.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And so I do think that there's the economic part was the justice. Immigration is kind of the same thing, is justice, and not just justice of those coming across the border, but justice for the citizens already here in this country, that it goes both ways. And so there are justice issues for me. And then there's the issues of critical theory that are openly pushed in the Democratic platform. So if you go look at their platform, there's critical theory in the section where they specifically deal with the issues of race, sexual orientation, and so forth. It's very critical theory. And what I mean by that is dividing up to oppressor versus oppressed, and looking at identity through a lens of critical theory. Okay. And I just do not think at all that is biblical. And so when I look at the other platform, I look at the RNC's platform and their stances on these same topics. To me, I come away with, all right, that's actually a much more biblical worldview. And so I have to deal with these things, and I am concerned of where our country is going in regards to. I'm concerned where our country is going in regards to what we deem to be okay and not okay, evil and not evil. Now, and at the same time, I'm going to say this: I don't think the Republican Party or the Democratic Party is like this great example of morality.
Okay.
I'm not looking for them to be that, by the way.
Okay.
What I'm looking for them is to stand up for certain things, to keep our country somewhat in having a Judeo-Christian worldview. For me as a pastor. Now, others would go, well, you shouldn't do it that way, whatever. Well, as a pastor, as a Christian, this is how I filter things. And so so when I've read through both platforms and gone through everything, it does lean me to go, yeah, I see flaws with both candidates. I see flaws with both parties. I see flaws with both policies. I mean, even when I was reading through the RNC things, I had, places where I put question marks and was like, I don't like this, or I've got questions about this. So it's not like that I'm non-critical of the RNC and their platforms.
Are you going to answer the question?
Yeah. So I'm getting to the point to where I think that in light of this, I would vote for Trump based on the policies of the Republican Party, but not based just on who he is as a person, or even the lack of character integrity by the RNC as a whole. But at least I can say their policies, I feel like, help safeguard our nation with a worldview that's at least more Christian and Judeo in its thinking than the DNC.
Cool.
Who you voting for?
Trump. Well, this has been the When I Heard This podcast. You can follow the podcast on Facebook and Instagram at When I Heard This podcast, and X and locals at When I Heard This. Like, subscribe, share, comment, follow, download. You can follow, or go to ring the notification bell. Website, and tell everyone that you know about the show. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Nate Ramasoff. You can follow Joseph on Instagram at
Rev Joe T.
This has been the When I Heard This podcast, and you see you guys next time.
Bye.